Hey everyone, Mars JK here, bringing you another episode of Rogues Talk. I don't know what to call it, so I just go with whatever comes out of my mouth for that one. Anyways, everyone who knows me knows that I have a profound love for Final Fantasy VII. It's one of those games growing up I played and was absolutely amazed by. So when I saw that the new gameplay footage for the upcoming Final Fantasy VII Remake that was literally announced 6 months ago, of course I was super excited. Midgar looked incredible and the battle system looked awesome as hell. But while all of this looked amazing, something was also a bit worrisome to me. I was worried about us getting gameplay footage this early on. Generally, these things take a while to develop, especially for Square Enix, a company well known for taking their time with games. We usually don't see gameplay footage until about a year or two after the original announcement of the game. Plus, the trailer also had English voice acting, which is something Square Enix focuses mostly at last when developing a game. They generally have voice acting and dialogue in Japanese with English subtitles. Now, this can just be summed up to them already having English voice actors for most of the characters due to Kingdom Hearts and Advent Children, but it was still something to take note of. So these things either meant one of two things. One, they've been working on this for quite a while now, well before the launch trailer at E3 this year. Or two, they're rushing it. They're rushing to get it out as soon as possible, and that is something that we really don't want. It's not a good thing at all. My hopes, however, is on the formers, or at least it was until I read a recent interview that the new Final Fantasy VII is actually going to be an episodic game, which, if you don't know what that means, is split up into different parts, episodes per se. At first, I was like, how? This game is open world, it's way too big to be fractured into multiple episodes like, say, Life is Strange or the Telltale games. Hell, Knights of the Round Table Summon alone would fill up an entire episode itself. The only way to pull that off is to eliminate tons of crucial elements from the original game, and that would be a huge disservice to the fans. It just wouldn't work from a logical standpoint. And then it hit me. What if they weren't fracturing it up into several episodes, but into only 3 episodes, each ending where the original disc ended at? Think about it. They wouldn't have to rush to complete the entire game and could still make sure everything is done the right way. And they wouldn't have to take 5 years to develop it while still retaining that love and passion that went into the original. Plus, they have stated that there will be a lot more content, new content, including new places to explore, one being Midgar, which is shown in this trailer. The only downside to this is the time for each one to be developed. I don't really know how long each one would be developed, but let's say that that's all the footage, that's all the gameplay footage they've gotten so far. That's been about 6 months for the first part of the introduction. Ooh, geez, that's going to take a little while. Anyways, another issue that people seem to have is pricing. Let's say this. Let's say if there are just only 3 episodes, and each episode costs around $25, with the season pass for all 3 of them together for $60. That to me is something that sounds fair. I could agree with that without a doubt. I wouldn't hesitate a second to pay that. I wouldn't hesitate for a second to throw down $60 for the season pass for it either. It wouldn't matter. Now, say they increased it to like $70 or $80 for the season pass, then it might be an issue to some people, but I still wouldn't hesitate. I'd be a little bit annoyed, but I wouldn't hesitate to pay it because I'm that much of a fan. And if they're putting in as much effort as they say they are, then I have no problem chipping in an extra $10 or $20, to the company that appreciates their fan base. I know other people might complain about that, which is fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Now, if it starts getting into the $100 and $120 section, which it might if this is split up into several episodes, and each episode is like $10 a pop, then I would have no doubt in my mind that the fan base would be outraged. They would be pissed. It'd be a huge disservice to the fan base themselves, a huge bitch smack. by Square Enix to the fans. I don't see them doing that. I sure as hell hope they don't. But if they do, yeah, that'd be a fail on their part. But that being said, I really don't see them doing that. But let me get your guys' opinions. I'll leave a link below for the trailer, the gameplay footage. But I'll also leave a link below for the interview so you guys can read it too, see what new things they plan to add in, how they plan on going about this. They haven't really given an idea of how many episodes it's going to be. They haven't really given an idea on a release date yet. But from what it looks like, the release date is coming soon. And what I'm going to assume when I say that is it's going to be here around summer to fall of next year. Maybe even sooner, maybe a little bit later. I don't know. But at the rate that they're going at, they're pushing this hard to get released as soon as possible. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is yet to be seen. I hope Square Enix is up to the task because they have a lot to live up to with this one. But leave your guys' opinions down below in the comment section. You know I love to read them. Love you guys, and as always, stay frosty. Mars out.
Heavy ammo inbound.